What's up, guys? Welcome to the Monday show. Jason is off tonight. One of his kids has a choir concert at school, so we may see him tonight. We may not. So you're stuck with us five idiots so far.
Four plus a guest.
Right.
I'll be added to the five.
Way to go down my ship. All right.
All right. So, Roosh, you want to make the introduction?
Sure. If you have TikTok or Instagram or
children that are about 13 or 14, somewhere in that range,
or younger, and none of them live under a rock, you know the name BMO. Blake jumped onto the TikTok scene, so to speak. I don't know how long ago, but it didn't take long before he was carpet farming, which is something that I guarantee you every one of us has done. And that's when Trader Gang kind of took off like a rocket. How many followers do you have now?
1.5 million on TikTok.
And how long have you been on TikTok?
Started last September, so just a little bit over a year now.
Good
Holy
Lord.
crap.
Good
amazing.
Lord. I was on TikTok before you were, and I have
You love social media?
8,500 or something, and I'm proud of that.
Yeah.
But it goes to show what social media can do and how quickly it can do it. And while we talk to Blake, his name is not really BMO. That's not on his license. It is actually Blake.
Yeah.
And he does not have a brother. Let's get this clear and out in the open. He does not have a brother in Nebraska. Okay? I'll let you speak to that quick, because I know it's one of the it's one of the questions you get asked the most.
Yeah. So there's probably, I don't know how many people you have on your live, but most of the time we just keep it as like we're still brothers, just because we look so much alike, and it's just it's fun to mess with people and just to get their head thinking and twisting gears in there. And, but yeah, so we definitely get that a lot.
Well, you definitely got inside some people's heads. There are people who are on the screen who asked less than a week ago, how's his brother doing? And I laughed. But getting back to the power of social media and what it can do, it's given you quite the platform for broadcasting a message, whatever that message might be. I know it kind of started with playing Tratters, but from there it's gotten to be a whole lot bigger thing. And we've seen a lot of promoters and a lot of pulling teams that do amazing things, but they struggle sometimes to get the word out there. And so one of the reasons that we brought Blake on was because Blake has not struggled to get the word out there. And we wondered if there were any tips and tricks that he might be able to pass on for a promoter who's trying to get the word out about an event, or a pulling team who wants likes and follows and comments and shares and wants to tell people who they are, what they're about, where they're going to be, where you can go and see them. There are a few social media, pulling teams that have made it, so to speak. And when they make a post, big things happen. People see it. And this is not me banging our horn or tooting our own horn. I'm talking about there's dozens of pulling teams that when they make a post, it gets likes, it gets engagement, and it gets shared. But there's lots of them that don't. And I know that some of you guys would really love to have more fans in the stands. So when somebody's, when Charles asks if, Joe Blow has any fans in the stands, we have that pocket up in the corner at 275 feet that goes back crap crazy. There is a way to do that. And it's not just paying for all of your buddies to, be there at the show. You can build a social media following. You can do it pretty quickly. And there's a lot, there's a lot of good things that can come of that. Whether that's, getting the word out or getting likes and follows, if that's what you want. If you're trying to attract sponsors, I know very well that the sponsorship avenue has paid off very well for Blake, and I'm not talking like people writing him bajillion-dollar checks, but he's figured out how to do some things, and so we wanted to give you guys kind of a Q&A session with him. Maybe see if we can get him to share a few tips and tricks, and along the way, talk a little bit about himself. So, opening question: how in the heck did you figure out that a bajillion people love to watch you play with Tratters on carpet?
So I didn't.
Okay, where did that come from?
So So originally, my whole TikTok platform was called The Bunch 2020, and that was me and my buddies. We were playing guitar, and my buddy Hayden was singing, amazing singer, and it was going to be a musical TikTok page. Well, then I don't know exactly what happened. I got a new job, and I was just like working long hours. I was a heavy equipment operator, and we couldn't get together anymore. So then I was just my buddy Hayden and Tim had gotten their own TikToks, doing their own thing, and I just kept the Bunch TikTok. We didn't have that many followers. We had like 15,000 followers at the time, and so I just took that in my tractor. I was just making funny videos in there, duet and stuff, stitching videos. And then last December, I was in a Buckeyes. It's like kind of like a Rural King, and we were in Buckeyes, and I was shopping for like Christmas and stuff. My mom, she goes, and we usually just go there. I pick out the size pants I need and the shirts I like, give them to her, and then she wraps them up for Christmas, and I get them on Christmas. That's usually how I shop now for Christmas. So I was sitting there, and I was like, man, like, look at all these cool toy tractors, man. I was like, these things are sick. I was like, I haven't seen, like, any cool, like, good metal, like, good quality, like, toy tractors. They're always, like, the plastic junk ones. And I was like, man, you know what? Mom was like, I want toy tractors for Christmas. I was like, I want something to put on my shelf, So I whipped out my phone, and I was talking like a little kid, which is something me and my friends have always done, just to act ignorant. And so got my phone out, started talking like a little kid with my mom, and that's where Tratters began. People loved it. They're like, LOL, this brings back so many memories, as a kid. And then I got home a couple days later, and I got my bigger model tractors with my implements, and I made a video with my dad, and me and him were down there carpet farming, and that generated a lot of views. And I was like, man, this is killer. I was like, people love me being stupid and loving myself, loving me for who I am. That's my humor. So I kept on just posting them, and I got to the point where I was using like these girls on TikTok, and they were shaking their butts, and so I got one that was like, it went viral. Like, it was like some girl shaking her butt in a bikini. And then next there's like this 20-year-old kid who's talking like an 8-year-old, showing his broken semi and how to fix it. So
I remember that one. I do remember. That was funny. I remember that one.
Because you're thinking something else is going to happen. Then you got this kid's like, this is my twist semi, and this is how we're going to fix it. It was just, I don't know. And it went viral, so I kept on doing it.
So when did Zach become part of the deal?
So I had followed Zach before Tratters even happened. I thought he didn't even know who I was. And he had more followers than I did. He had like 30K. And anywho, I was on Omegle or something, that video chat thing on your computer. And it was like a big thing going on TikTok. Well, I had, I don't know, 100,000 followers at the time. And Zach was on live, and I was like trying to find Zach on Omegle. Well, then one word got out there that BMO is looking for you in his chat. And he's like, who's this freaking BMO guy? So long story short, he followed me on TikTok, and then we started texting each other back and forth. And I was like, dude, we kind of look alike. And so we ended up becoming the Tratter Brothers, and we had that big debate versus like John Deere versus Case kind of thing. And little kids took it very seriously.
Well,
yeah.
they take after their moms and dads. Moms and dads still take that serious. You know that.
Oh yeah, big time. It's pretty wild.
So, and then somehow or another, Farm Boy Matt picked a fight with Trader Gang.
So it wasn't necessarily Matt that did. Well, he did. But the main one that really made me mad was I can't remember his name, but he was just talking about, like, he didn't understand that I was a humble dude just making jokes on TikTok. This guy came after me and came after everyone I followed me, talking crap about how these women are really dropping their pants for these guys who act like toddlers playing with toy tractors, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, you don't understand. Like, this is what's giving people laughter and what they need in this world today. Like, no one has that anymore. Everyone's so serious and so strict. It's like, you can't ever have fun. You can't ever play around. And it's just like, I got mad about it. And I was on live on TikTok, and these kids are commenting. They're like, hey, this guy made this video about you. I'm like, yeah, I know. Well, the 12-year-olds created their army, which I had created, called Trader Gang. And they demolished the people who were talking crap on me and Zach. Not did I say, go sick them, but they looked up to me and they did anyway. So they were in these guys' DMs and just talking freaking smack to these guys. Like, apparently there was death threats, but I called bullcrap. The guy was just being over dramatic about the whole situation. But his name was Tanner. Tanner Talk on TikTok is who it was. And I ended up becoming really good friends with Matt. Me and him were like really good buddies. I just called him last night, actually.
Nice.
He understood like the humor behind everything, and we ended up going to a meet and greet in Trenton, Missouri. And basically, before I say that, there's what you call farm talk, on TikTok. It's all the farmers, and they do their own thing. Well, Tradders overtook them. They weren't getting views. Me and Zach were getting views for our deal. And I think that's what fired them up. They were mad because we were just on there and we got more views than they were getting, I think, is what really spiked it. So in Trenton, Missouri, I met all the Farm Talk guys who freaking hated us back whenever we started. But we were friends with probably 4 out of the 10 guys there that I had knew. So I made amends with all of them. I was like, hey, my name's Blake. Nice to meet you, man. Be nice, as like who I always am. So ended up hashing all that out a few months later down the road. But yeah, I made quite a bit of friends, but also quite a bit of enemies in the making of TikToks for no reason. So pretty cool.
That's about where I found you guys too, was when Matt went on the Farm for Profit podcast. I don't know if you ever heard the interview or not, but they actually pulled Zach in on it.
Yeah.
Like they interviewed him, and then because those guys are all my buddies. Those guys all live, I don't know, 25 minutes away.
Yeah.
I mean, I drink beers with Corey, and they've been in our office. They've had some of our guys on their show talking about equipment values and stuff like that. And that's where I heard about this whole thing. And I'm like, all right, who the hell are these guys? And so I went and gave both of you guys a follow and watched some of the content. And I read through some of the comments and saw these kids just flocking to it. And I'm like, oh my goodness, how did they do this?
Yeah.
And, over time, I kind of pieced some of it together, but, it wasn't until I ran you down, 6 weeks ago in Nashville. Before I figured it out, that it's just, the content, and be nice, have fun. Don't be afraid to, make an idiot out of yourself.
Yeah.
Because everybody does it.
Mm-hmm.
So along the way, I know that you guys have built up this big thing. And to be clear, it's kind of fizzled out. It's kind of run its course, right?
For the most part, yeah. The Tradders stuff, it's pretty well done for, yeah.
Just everybody kind of living their lives and kind of going in a little different direction.
Yeah. So Gatlin is originally from Oklahoma, but he found his wife and moved to California and he's always wanted to be an actor. So like that's his biggest thing. That's where Daryl came from. Just a character that he had made up, and he was playing the role. And Zach is 19, and he's now getting more mature, and now he's like realizing like he didn't always used to, from what I was told from him. And it was like the last couple of years of high school, he was really like getting into it, like wanting to be more part of the farm and stuff. And now that his parents didn't really accept the social media thing, they didn't like it, I think, and it really upset him at the time. But now he realizes like, they were just trying to say like social media isn't, which social media, it can't find its way to like ruin your life. And so Zach has come to amends with like social media and like really taking action on the farm, and he just wants to put all his strive and excellence going towards that instead of other people, basically. And not everyone is cut out for social media. Not everyone enjoys it. Some people get run its course and then they're done.
Yep.
But the thing with me is I enjoy what I do, and I'm gonna stick with what I do, and I'm gonna keep on going on. And so me and Nick Luciano, who is also part of the Trotter gang, he has went viral all over TikTok as well with that Sugar Crash video.
Mm-hmm.
Dude gained 5 million followers from one video. That's what's crazy.
Wow.
And so me and him have taken role, and we have retired Trotter gang as our group. We had a really fun summer experience. We got to experience so many cool things. We got to be in like 3 music videos, meet all kinds of cool people, and just make an impact on the country community. And me and Nick are going to take ourselves and our roles that we played in Trotter gang, and we're taking it to the next level. So that's what I was telling you. I'm not going to announce that on here, but
that's fine.
Yeah.
So when you and I talked that night in Nashville, we talked about doing, about helping to spread the word, spread a message. If there's one key that you can use to building a following so that you can spread a message, what is it?
Make a statement.
No matter what the statement is, just do it and stick with it. And...
You can't. I mean, it's what you believe in. I mean, like people get so ate up with like the genders now, and like the religions and all the stuff that like literally like religion's like obviously a big thing for some people. Like with me, I'm a very big Christian, but it just, if you don't make a statement for yourself, who you are as a person, you're not going to gain any respect whatsoever. So like, I stand for, I am a Christian. I'm not going to like deny my faith. That's who I am as a person. I'm not going to sit on here and act like I'm not, you know what I mean?
Right.
And whenever I started TikTok, I was like, hey, I'm a funny guy. I am as real as it gets. And, Ryan, you could probably back me up on this. I was the same off camera as I am on camera.
That's the absolute God's honest truth.
And that's what I think is the most important thing on social media, is like to be yourself. Because if you fake it, dude, it's just, you ain't going to make it, dude. You're just going to drop off. I've seen so many people do it.
Try it and they don't stick with it, or try it and people see through it because they see it as staged or.
And it's annoying.
And the thing is too, man, like, don't get a big head. Like, just because you have this following, dude, does not mean you're anybody. Because, like, I still to this day don't feel like I'm anybody. I'll go out in public all the time with my family, and I get embarrassed that people know who I am and whenever I'm out with my family. My family tells me not to be embarrassed, but I get embarrassed all the time. And that's what is this question?
Yeah, there is a question at the end of it.
Is this for me or you guys?
This is probably one for all of us, but I know this. I know these guys, not personally, but I do follow them. Cement pulling is kind of heritage throwback. I don't know how you call it, but it's kind of a mix between antique pulling and utter lunacy and insanity. You're just going to have to go and look at some of their videos.
Oh,
the way
crazy.
they beat on their tractors is insane.
I've seen.
Here in mid Michigan, we've kind of taken it to an art form.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I couldn't. I don't know how.
Well, in general, I mean, the big thing is content is everything. Good, bad, right, wrong, or indifferent. If you're posting, that's going to start drawing. And if you can tie, some, we'll say celebrity as in this guy, I can't do it.
Don't point at me.
Right there. If you can, I mean, it's all about, a lot of it goes with networking. You can use different platforms, and you can cross promote them and yourselves. But some of the stuff, that the videos that I've seen recently on this cement pulling, I want to try it. I do. Just from seeing the way these guys are sitting there, it looks like they're riding a bronco, a bull in the rodeo or something. But huge tires. I don't even want to guess how many cubic inches they are. They're antique tractors, but they are well over cubic inches of the biggest pro stock out there. But it's a lot of that is, you just have to get that content out there. And if you can start sharing it to different pages, share to the Beer Money page, if you can link it to something else, that's where you're really going to start seeing those that stuff start really multiplying. You're going to see those followers come.
Mm-hmm.
And that brings up a good question I was going to ask you, Blake. There's all kinds of different platforms on social media. And of course you hear about TikTok. Some guys are team Facebook, or some guys are team Snapchat, or whatever. How did you just say, hey, I'm going to TikTok, or were you on one and then went to another? How did you choose?
I mean, I've had Instagram, social media my whole life. Just for my friends, I guess, in high school. Hey, Blake posted a picture. I go to high school with this guy, kind of thing. That's all it ever was. And TikTok was something that had been around forever. Like Ryan's been on it way longer than I have. And I just downloaded it one day. I was like, what the frick is TikTok, dude? Like, I have no idea. And I was like, dude, this is some funny stuff. And that's kind of where it all started. I was like, I'm just going to download TikTok. So, but I've started moving a lot of my stuff to YouTube, dude. Like, all my stuff I make my short vlogs of like farming and stuff at My SQ Farms. I vlog all that, put it on YouTube, because TikTok's gonna be shut down here within the next year. I mean, I'm calling it. Like, it's terrible. People are just like getting so ate up with their videos getting taken down for no reason, kind of thing. Terribly maintained. It's awful.
Yeah, I was
your rate website or their app always rated as a 0. Like, it sucks.
I can't remember who I was talking to about this, but we were talking about Sydney's wild ride.
That was me.
Yeah, was that you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Yeah, it was yesterday, Mike.
Yeah, last night.
Senility is a horrible thing, Cody.
Yep.
But you and Blake, I know you saw that video that where she went three-wheeling, so to speak. Got way out of shape in McClough, Kansas. I sent her that video, and she used it because I shot that one, and she used it, and I think she told me it was up for 2 or 3 hours before. She said it had the flag for dangerous activities almost immediately.
Mm-hmm.
I think TikTok let it sit for like 3 hours, and then they pulled it, and they put her in jail for like 2 days or something. I posted the same video 3 days later. It's still up, no flag. Nobody's ever put me in TikTok jail. So I get where you're coming from there. It is kind of weird how that works.
And it's all computer monetized. That's what aggravates me. Like, no one's actually looking at this freaking video.
Right.
It's all computer sensitive. So,
but a lot of that, I don't know. I assume TikTok uses some sort of algorithms as well. But I mean, it's going to naturally, they'll go with the bigger fish, we'll say.
Yep.
Because it's going to have more reach. So they're going to try to stop it on the big pages as opposed to the little pages. They're not worried about ride and his little 8,500 group of followers or whatever.
Right.
But, you know, if it ends up on Sydney, I don't know how many Sydney's got now. But, and a lot of that, I got to believe, yeah, it's stupid because by and large, pulling is probably one of the safest forms of motorsports out there. I mean, yeah, we've still got some issues, but by and large, we're not, you know, people are not getting hurt like they do in other forms of motorsports. But, you know, I think a lot of it has to do with education. And it's people don't know about guys putting 5 engines on a frame and, you know, going down the track with 10,000 plus horsepower, or, you know, they don't know about 680 cubic inch pro stock tractors or multi-charger trucks. You know, they think these, you know, a bunch of jokers like us just said, oh, let's go make our tractor go as fast as possible, put a helmet on and let's go. That's the funny stuff that you see on TikTok, but that's not pulling, or like the question earlier, that's not cement pulling. You know, there's rules in there, there's safety things, but a lot of it's just TikTok is just uninformed, and they're so flooded with content. I'm surprised they even catch half the stuff.
Yeah, literally.
That's a big thing, I think, for me, is like the education piece. Tell a story with what you're posting. It's okay to be funny and be silly, and that's great too. That works. But sometimes you got to throw that post out there where you're teaching or telling a story or giving some history on something, contextualizing what you're throwing out there. Big one for me the last couple of weeks has been these ether start videos on pro stocks and supers, and you just go through the comments, what a pile of crap, and you know, it doesn't run right if you got to do that too. It's like, hold on. You don't understand what you're looking at.
What's going on.
We haven't done a good job teaching you what you're looking at. So there's that piece of it too.
Yeah. So some of your videos, like say, if you want, you know, if you've got and I know pulling is very, very secretive about what you got going on. Everybody spends a lot of time and a lot of effort into their motor programs and how they set up stuff. But I mean, if you got something, put it out there. You know, hey, this is how we assemble one of the piston and rods and whatever. I mean, anything like that. And if it's got a turbo in there or big tires or lots of black smoke, you will never go wrong on social media as far as pulling goes.
Yeah. I'd like to add to like what you're saying with like explaining things. The being yourself, like I was talking about earlier, like whenever you do have viewers and the engagement, they're not there for the pulling. They are. Some of them will be, a percentage of them will be, but they're going to like you for who you are and what your hobbies are. They're going to love the hobbies you do because of the type of person you are.
Yep.
Very true.
So you show off how genuine of your person you are. They're like, oh, okay, well, let's see what he's got going on with this tractor. You know, like let's hear someone explain something. So definitely has a big part in your engagement.
And I think one of those for me, Blake, was when you had the little boy that wrote the letter to you and stuff, and that was just heart-wrenching. That was cool.
Yeah, I still have that in my dresser.
Yeah, that was cool. And that spoke a lot for you and your followers and stuff, you know, just in general of telling the story of who you are.
Yeah, I'm going to show you guys something real quick. This is my old desk, and all my stuff's in a box. But all this right here, all these letters, is all engagement. And that's not me trying to, you know, act hard or anything. This is what I did on social media, like how big of an impact I had brought. And dude, I was showing my mom this the other day, and I about started tearing up. I was like, man, like all these people wrote these letters to me. I've read every single one of these letters, and I still have a bunch in my truck that I still have just sitting in my center console. I have like 30 of them in there. Same with my car and stuff. But
and that right there, that comment, this ties into another part of pulling. You talk about that fan engagement. You know, people come up and they see Blake and they recognize him from TikTok, and they come up and maybe the kid has a tractor with him or a tractor with him that, you know, he wants to just show you or something like that. This is what we harp about it so much on this show. Go find these pullers. Go talk to these people. Go look at if you're standing there looking at them and you see that puller or that driver there, just go say, hey, I saw you on TikTok, or I saw you pull somewhere like that, and just initiate a conversation. The people that you will meet in pulling that, you know, that are drivers or that are crew members are just like this guy right here. They will stop. They will talk to you. They will tell you what's going, how they're, what everything is going. Just ask them some questions. Just engage in conversation. 99.9% of the people in pulling are like that. They're not untouchable. It's not, that's one of the things with NASCAR. They have these fans, and some of these drivers to them are like larger than life. And even some of those guys you can go up and approach. Now they can't stop and you can't talk to them on race day because they got 900 things they got to do. But tractor pulls are not like that. Most of the time it's a lot of waiting, and, get there early, go walk around in the pits, find these drivers and just talk to them. I can't stress it enough.
Take pictures, videos, whatever. Kids love sitting on stuff, and the pullers love it.
Mm-hmm.
And pullers, you guys need to do that too. You can't just, don't just rest on your laurels. If you got somebody in your pit who wants to get in the cage, doesn't matter if he's 6 years old or 60, you get a damn picture or a video, preferably both. And if the 60-year-old is making tractor noises and you don't get a video, you will hear it from me. Guaranteed.
So one of the things that I don't think we really touched on too much, Blake, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Where are you from? What are your hobbies? Just give us a little rundown of who you are and what you do.
Right on. So, Blake from Southern Illinois. Got the nickname B-Mill from my sister, my older sister. Her name's Brooke Moore. And so that's like the B is my first initial, and then Mo, some people don't get that. There's like clue. So that's where that came from. Born and raised in Southern Illinois. Went to a really big high school. Let's see here. I had all kinds of jobs. I started working when I was 15. And then up until social media hit, I was a pizza delivery boy for a couple of years in high school. And then I went to go cut grass and landscape and all that, and ended up starting my own landscaping business. Handed that off to my buddy that I was in business with, and I went to go do carpentry. I was a carpenter for about a year, and built all kinds of pole barns and stuff, learned a really nice trade. And then from there, I went to heavy equipment, and I was working like 14-hour days, and I was getting sick and tired of it. But I loved playing in the dirt as a kid, and still to this day, I love doing it. And I get out there with my nephew. I just have him come over so that I can play with my toy tractors out in the dirt, and it's just an excuse, But no, that's really, simple dude. I used to race motocross all throughout high school. A lot of free ride, like open practices and stuff. Loved that. I love tinkering. My dad's taught me all kinds of stuff. We do a lot of gas motor work and stuff around here. Not too much diesel. I'm not really not acknowledged on the whole diesels at all. So my friend Ryan Majewski, he fills me in. He's a gearhead. He knows everything about pulling tractors, and he informs me all kinds of stuff. It's really nice. But I play guitar. It's the Tratters thing was a joke, but now it's really addicting. I collect Tratters now. It's really bad. So I got this is like the spare room, and it's about to get like modified. There's gonna be shelves in here and everything. So yeah, that's about. I'm a simple dude. So
aside from Ryan and your high school 4-H or your high school ag teacher, do you have any connection to pulling, really?
Before you answer that, Blake, you went to Mount Vernon High School, correct?
Yes, sir.
Did you take any ag classes there? Did you
yes,
have
he did.
Sherry Rozier as your teacher?
Oh, yes.
Yep.
All right. We've got a pulling connection here. Sherry Rozier pilots the horseshoes and hand grenades tractor in the ITPA and sometimes in the PPL.
Mm-hmm.
So, Sherry, if you're listening, we got one of your former students. So,
Sherry, she was she was a good teacher. I liked her a lot, but she did scare me. She let me know. She gave the eye she gives.
oh yeah,
Yes, we do.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Start walking.
You kind of get that 1,000-yard stare, and you just want to run away.
Yeah.
I've only
Nice.
been on the receiving end of that like once, fortunately.
I had her for intro to ag my freshman year. That's the only time I ever had her, but yeah.
Yep, there's some pulling history there for sure. That family's been in the pulling game for a long time.
Yeah, but other than that, no, dude. Like me and my dad used to go to tractor pulls all the time. He loved it. Never was. My dad was a drag racer. He never did tractor pulls, but yeah, I don't really have any connection other than Mr. Rozier. But I just enjoyed it. I love freaking farm. I just love farming in general. So that's kind of the connection.
So then this next question might be it might get an interesting answer. What and this is one that we ask everybody who comes on the show. If you could drive any pulling vehicle whatsoever, nothing was off limits, what would you drive and where would you drive it? And I know since you don't follow it real hard, you can be generic. We'll allow that.
Okay. I'd probably build an International 1066. Probably actually 826. That's just a sexy tractor. That's just, oh man.
Boy, Clayton Sweeney, we got a guy for you.
Yeah, probably International for sure. I don't know what do you mean, like where'd I pull?
Well, no, like where
track?
You can take the keys to anybody's tractor. You can take the keys to our tractor. You can take Miss Rozier's tractor. You can drive Sydney's if you want. What would you drive? Or would you drive a truck? That when you and I were in Nashville, you were paying a whole lot more attention to those Pro Mod 4-wheel drive trucks.
Yeah, those things are raw, dude.
So I mean, you can walk in. And take the keys off of the peg in anybody's hauler, and you can go and pull that night. Where are you going first?
A lot of pullers, but at first, I would take Sydney's keys just to show like what a real driver.
Fired.
I'm just kidding.
Careful what you say. You know that we can make this happen.
Uh-huh.
Ken usually watches too.
Yeah.
No, I just don't know a lot of pullers.
That's fine.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, just probably Sydney because I know Sydney. So
We
Fair enough.
can change that.
We can change
sure.
that. We can introduce you around. We're going to.
Speaking
we might
of,
still.
speaking of, what are you doing May the 13th and 14th of 2022?
as of now, nothing. But who knows with social media, dude? I'm on the road every freaking week, except for Harvest. I've been here helping Ryan. So
Well, if you're not doing anything, there's a town not far from you in Nashville, Illinois. It's going to have a big pull.
I'm not far from there, so that's where I'm at. Bigger eyes.
Yep, we'll all be there. The whole gaggle. We're going to have a big pull. We'll talk about that a little bit. But, yeah, we're going to do the Pullers Championship there.
Right on, dude. Heck
So,
yeah.
we're going to invite them from all over. And I bet that if you were to show up, I could probably get you in the seat of a tractor, at least when they started up.
I've never been in a cage, dude.
Oh, we got to change that. Oh, there's there's Mackenzie. You met her.
Hey, you met Mackenzie.
Yeah, I did. I took a picture with her, didn't I?
Yep.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, she was one of the ones who wanted to know how your brother was doing.
Oh.
I told her 10 seconds before you walked around that corner. I'm like, that's not a brother. They're just buddies.
Yeah.
She's like, no way.
People get mind blown, dude. They're like, what? That's why I just don't tell people. It kills the spirit. So
Yeah.
I tell who I know, like I'm really close with, but for the fans, it's just, yeah, we're brothers. Same mom, different dad.
Charles, you haven't said squat diddle. I presume you've been watching the chat. Is there anything in the chat? I mean, I'm on my phone. I don't see it.
Other than what Spieth had to offer up for the cement pulling, that's really been the only question to come through. I actually just one of the guys who's been responding to stuff has been Adam. He'd be a good guy to actually bring in on this.
Yeah.
Well, if he weren't busy anodizing the things at his night job, he could take that spot right down there. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Give it to him. But
So,
somebody has to be busy on Monday nights.
So Blake, what do you got coming up? I mean, as far as the rest of this year, are you a hunter? Are you still farming or helping farm?
Well, I'm about to be. I've helped with Harvest as much as I possibly can up until this point. these next 2 months, how many viewers do we have in here? Can you
206 right now.
Okay. Well, I don't know if it'll happen or not, but you guys ever heard of the Hype House at all?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. My son watches your videos and the Hype House videos. I can tell you pretty much anything you want to know about all of them.
So basically, me and Nick, like, there's never been a country Hype House ever.
Yep.
So me and Nick are kind of like, we're in the works. Like, it's right there, like right there. Like, we're almost about to get it. So we find out hopefully this week if it's going to happen. And that's like our 2-month trial period for this 2021 to see if they're going to enjoy what we do and our meaning behind social media and what we're here for. And so if that goes well, then next year is going to be a whole new ball game. I have no idea what's in store for me. I'm just here to finish out this year. So really, I'm just looking forward to I want to get into rodeo really bad. I want to get into steer wrestling. So,
oh boy.
Over the next few months, I can go to Austin's ranch out there. And he lives near like Arlington, Texas. And he's got a ranch out there. Hopefully I can get on some, wrestle some more steers. So that's what I want to do. And the future bulldogger, which bulldogging is whenever you get off of a horse to steer, wrestle the steer. So futuristically want to do that. But
have you ever done that before?
Not bulldogging, but I have done shoot dogging with. I got my buddies, not professionally, like in an arena or anything like that. Like with like people watching. I've done it at my buddy Zeb's ranch. And that kind of ended bad last time I did it. I got stomped pretty bad. Pretty bad.
Naturally, you would want to do it again.
Yes. I mean, I healed in a few days. Like, I'm still kind of sore in my ribs, but that was last weekend. So I'm ready.
Why fall off a horse when you can willingly jump off of it?
Yeah, true.
So back to the content that you post. Just on average, how many times do you post something to a social media page? Doesn't matter what it is.
So Instagram is a very powerful platform and versus TikTok. Like TikTok, you get viewers, anyone can view it. But Instagram is more of like your people, So I try to post like once a week, like for my feed wise on Instagram. I love to do stories because it keeps people interacted with me, make sure like I'm still alive, So every post I make on TikTok, if it's funny, I normally post it to my Instagram Reels to try and bring in some more people, like people over there. Because dude, you'd be surprised. There's so many people on Instagram that see my stuff versus TikTok. So like, it's combined, like it's all together one. It's like crazy amount of people who see this stuff, but it's on different platforms. But TikTok, dude, it just depends on the day how many times I post. Like today, I posted just now, like maybe an hour ago. And that was it. I haven't posted all weekend. Some days I'll post 4 times if I'm in the tractor board, but it's just whatever I'm feeling. I don't try to overdo myself. I want to do trends that are going to be funny and beneficial to me, like my style. And sometimes I start trends too as well, which is pretty cool. So I don't know. I don't know.
Well, and that's one of the things I think that people, everybody says, oh, social media can be great, but it can also be really bad, and you can almost oversaturate. And you have to be able to mix that to where you're not over posting, I guess, or whatever, because you don't want to just wash yourself out.
Yeah, like there was this trend that me and Zach were doing, and it was all jokes. Like we were like basically calling each other out in the most harmful way possible, but in the loving way that we knew joking. And all these people thought we were serious, like we were ready to wring each other's necks. And there was a day that we were doing it. The second posted 5 times in one day. And that's like, I haven't posted that much in a long time. And so there was a bunch of people commenting like, wow, like 5 posts in one day, who's this guy kind of thing. It's just like, I don't know. People I don't know what they think. I don't know. Because I don't really see a lot of people doing that a whole lot because I don't really follow. Like, I follow people, but like legitimately follow up, keep up with them. I don't really do that. So I would definitely say don't oversaturate it. Definitely bored of people.
And I think you can figure out that happy medium.
Mm-hmm.
And it probably is different for everybody. I mean, in business, they say Instagram once or twice a day for like a business my size. I manage social media for a living. They say that the industry experts, say that I should probably be posting once or twice a day on Instagram, just based on how long a post is, what's the half-life of a post? How long is it active? How long is it going to actively, gather stuff, engagement with the content that you're posting? On Twitter, they say the half-life is more like 20 to 30 minutes. So they say, if you're trying to make a name and you're trying to crack the Twitter game, you might need to do 3 or 4 or 5 times a day. And, it's not that you're shooting for engagement all the time. It's not a case of likes and comments and retweets and all that kind of thing. It's being out there, and it's being out there with some degree of frequency. Because if you don't, you get lost in an algorithm. And then, if you only post twice a week on whatever platform, or let's say you're once a week on Twitter's never going to know who the heck you are. And you're going to get launched into the bucket with, we'll serve this up when nobody's got anything better to do. Just before Charles hits the absolute end of the internet, we'll put up Ryan's post, and that'll invigorate him and keep him scrolling for another 4 minutes. But if you're doing it regularly, all of these algorithms look at that and say, hey, Ryan's posting regularly, or Charles is posting regularly. This pulling team, they're doing something 3 times a week. That's cool. We want to push that, and we want to help, further that. And it does change the algorithms. You'll see that you get pushed up in front of more faces, more people. The next time you see them at a Rural King, they'll say, hey, I saw what you did on Instagram that day, with the whatever you did. And that never happened before. You're starting to make an impact. But the key is doing something with some regularity. You can overdo it, and you'll know when that happens. And spoiler alert, if you're posting 19 times a day on Twitter, that's probably too many times. Yeah. And maybe the same way on Instagram, unless you're putting it into things like Reels or a story or something like that. I know the way I see stories is kind of this is what's happening to me right now. And so if somebody isn't, and I don't do this nearly as much as I should, but I know there are some people who do when they go to events, a pull in Nashville, Illinois, you might see 20 posts to their story because they got the video 8 seconds or 10 seconds at a clip of every single tractor in the Pro Stock class, and they posted it to their story. Well, you know what? You were sick in bed with COVID and you couldn't make it to Nashville. Well, at least you get to see something there. Mm-hmm. And so it provides, not only is your Instagram story entertaining, but it's providing some degree of a service. And I guarantee you, those people will follow you because of it. And that'll make it that much easier the next time you're trying to get them to come out and see you at XYZ event, because that's where we're going to be, or that's what we're doing. You'll get your message out there more effectively. And this goes for promoters, pullers, and, regular schmoes like me. The more you post with, real content, so long as you don't overdo it, it's going to do good things. And it doesn't take that much to do either. How much time do you have in one of your average Instagram reels or TikTok videos?
Like, how much time do I put in to make it?
Yeah. They don't all take an hour and a half to make.
Oh, no, never. Like,
how long are you spending on, are you spending 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20?
10.
10?
Maybe 10 at the highest.
So for those of you on grain cart duty, I guarantee you've sat around waiting for 10 minutes for somebody. There you go.
Mhm.
Like you have 3 options. You have a 15-second option, a 60-second, or a 3-minute option. And normally I just click the 60 seconds, whip my phone out, and start going. So,
Shut up, Colton.
So while you're on that topic of how long it takes, so I noticed lately there's a lot of trends that have like the real buttery smooth on TikTok. That's like HD 4K type of thing. And some of your videos have now done that too. How are you getting to that point?
So my buddy Nick Luciano, who did the Sugar Crash video,
Yep.
He is a videographer, and he's very good with that. And that is another thing I was going to bring up with like when you're doing those videos, Ryan, like quality is key. Like literally, like you can't. I see so many Android users. No offense to Android. there are videos.
Charles, you can start twitching whenever
I
you
was
want
going
to.
to say his face says it all.
iPhone and Android capability of trying to, like, if you're in a group chat, dude, I hate when an Android is in there because the whole chat, bro.
We've had this argument.
Yeah.
The 4 of us plus more.
You can't see what they're seeing. So like an Android can see an Android, but an iPhone can't see an Android, kind of thing. And I've come to learn that like
Your cell phone blows.
quality is
We
yeah, no,
What in the hell is that noise?
I think that's Ryan.
Oh. Yep.
Can you hear me, Arnold?
No.
It ain't me.
I can't hear Cody or Ryan. You guys are real broke up. Somebody snipped a fiber somewhere and over there.
Here, I'll jump out.
Oh,
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you a little bit better.
Okay.
Ryan frozen on my end. I couldn't even, like his face was frozen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So back to the question I started to ask is Nick taking that video that he's making and then editing it and then bringing it back in like off a laptop?
Yes.
Yeah. That's kind of what I figured, which adds to the time aspect. But when you get those real buttery smooth images and videos type of thing, that makes a world of difference when you're scrolling through because you stop. It don't matter what you're looking at. You stop and look at it because it's just so much different than, like you said, your Android user just screen recording. So,
yeah. So like, it depends on obviously like what you even record because sometimes like Nick, he can make a video like that real easy and quick. But like, if there's a bunch of like different slow mode things, like I posted one like it was like a thirst trap, like we call them MILF traps, and those take a little bit more time to do.
you're on that side of TikTok too?
Yeah, man. No, but dude, that's another thing that I guess I could say is like, if you are trying to get on social media, dude, like you can't let the haters get to you, man. Like you don't understand how many people hate on me saying I ain't a cowboy and stuff like that. I explained this in a vlog type thing. Cowboy is people get ate up on all that dumb stuff, and it don't even matter. They don't, and people will post like people think I'm gay because some of the things I post, like those thirst trap videos. It's jealousy. It's all jealousy because they're not getting the attention that you're getting, and they didn't work for it, so they're mad.
Mm-hmm.
That fuels me up. I'm really good at pissing people off. Let's put it that way.
Oh my gosh, you need to be on pulloff.com then. So there is we have a running joke. There's a site that has it's a chat that anybody can post in. And there's so many people that do exactly what you just said. They get on there and they hate on things and they post and they just all they're on there to do is just to start people, get them all riled up. And it's sad for them because it's like, why? But yeah, there's definitely plenty of people out there like that.
Oh, we have a protester.
But
I think some people too probably haven't. They're wondering, why do I need to spend the time doing this? What's in it for me, so to speak? And I think particularly for both pullers and promoters, there's a trend in sponsorship these days where they're not just giving you a blanket pile of cash and just go, all right, have fun.
Yeah.
The model is moving to a discount code where you have to go out there and publicize that discount code for them for these customers to go back to these companies, and they know exactly what they're getting back for their sponsorship investment. And if the clicks aren't there, if the sales aren't moving based on that discount code, your sponsorship's not getting renewed. So it's really on you to get out there and have that presence. And these sites that sometimes we all sit here and kind of bang our heads against the desk and say, why are we doing this? But that's why. It's really what's going to help keep that flow going so that we can continue to do this.
Yeah.
That was well put.
Very well put. Well, guys, we've had him on here for an hour. Should we let him go get some rest? I'm sure he's got something he needs to do tomorrow.
I'm watching Western movies tonight.
Oh,
You're watching what?
Some Western movies, man.
What are you watching?
I forget what this one's called. It's a newer one. It's like they made it in 2016. I forget what it's called. It's like it's something Walker Braxton, I think, something like that. I don't know.
Well, we'll expect a full video review.
Yeah, I got it. Right on.
all right. Well,
Well, if
thank
nobody's got any further questions, I don't know. I didn't see anything in the chat. I saw a few haters who seem to think that social media is a colossal pain in the neck and that it doesn't work. And to them, I say, well, try promoting a poll without it. Try building a following and getting people in the stands without it.
Yeah.
Enjoy that.
They say that, but dude, I made more money.
Lisa, come on. Come on.
BMO's favorite Garth song. See, is she talking about my video?
No.
Garth,
She's picking on
No,
Paul.
she's trying to take off Paul.
I am not a Garth Brooks fan in the slightest.
one of my I made people thought I looked like a young Garth Brooks. So
I'm sorry.
But Ryan, I've made more money this year, dude, than I have last year being a heavy equipment operator, working 14, 16-hour days. Social media works. You just can't.
But it is work.
It is.
It takes time and it takes dedication.
Yeah.
And it takes a strategy.
It definitely does. And dude, I did you said at the beginning of this, I had no idea what I was doing. No idea. And then I figured it out on the way, all connections. And
Well, you learn faster than all the rest of us because Beer Money still doesn't know what it's doing. We just go out to have a good time and
I'm here,
promote the sport that we love.
here to help y'all with some merch. So, oh, that's a big thing. Merchandise, dude. If y'all don't have clean stuff, it's just annoying.
Yeah.
Beer Money, you just wait, Ryan. Beer Money is going to have the sickest designs out of all these other pullers, and they're like, okay, I see what Beer Money's doing. And they're just, it's going to be cool, dude. I got some ideas I want to give Jason.
Sweet.
It's always helpful.
Yeah.
Carl, nice call. I actually thought about that and I didn't. But you know what? He put out a PDF, and Cody, I'll bet you have it too, about how to repurpose content. Have you seen that?
Yep.
Like how to create 64 pieces of content in a day or something like that.
Yeah.
If I can find my copy of that, I will. Actually, I won't. I'm not going to post my copy of it. I'll put a link out to it on the Beer Money page at some point in time. But very good point. You can repurpose content. You don't have to do something unique with every form of social media that you choose to, jump onto. And truth be told, you shouldn't, because it will eat your lunch for you, and you will end up hating social media. You will unplug, and any gains that you had are going to go away. There are ways to do this. There are a few tips and tricks. We can share some of those. And Gary Vaynerchuk's PowerPoint or PDF, whatever way you digest it, is really helpful in that regard. So good, very good suggestion. I appreciate that. I'm glad you put that up there.
Yeah. All right. Well, Blake, we appreciate you joining us. My son will be asking me 1,000 questions about this. He watches all your stuff. So
Right
keep
on.
doing, and I'm fine with him watching that. I have not seen anything yet that I would say I don't want my 13-year-old watching that. So thank you for that, because the internet can be a very dark place, especially social media. But you're doing it right.
Right on.
How
Definitely.
old is this kid?
You and your damn little snippets.
No, but anybody else who's watching, if you don't make it on social media, don't beat yourself up, because not everyone's cut out for it. Because there's certain parts of social media where you are cut for it, but some people just ain't meant to be behind the screen or like in front of the screen recording. So
Well, we've all come to terms with the fact that we have faces for radio, but we put them on screen anyway.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Right on.
So, but we do it because we love what we do, just like you do, man.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So we will
All
let
right.
you go. Enjoy the movie, and let's make sure we go do a poll together
Dude,
next year.
I'll hopefully get a hold of you tomorrow or Wednesday. I'll give
Cool.
you
Yeah, hopefully with some good news.
hopefully.
If not, the Midwest Winter Nationals happens in early January.
Shipshewana.
We all go to Shipshewana, Indiana, and have way more fun than we're ever supposed to in a small Amish town.
We love
Make of that what you will.
Right on, dude. Well, I'll get a hold of you and let you know. So
Cool. Cheers.
All right.
Thanks,
Thanks,
brother.
Blake.
thanks for having me.
All right. All right. Well, that was good stuff.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
got a lot of good insight on social media. So now what are we going to talk about for a little bit?
Paul, what would you like to share with the group?
Well, since you asked, let's talk about May the 13th and 14th of 2022, because we always like to talk about that. So if I'm not mistaken, we do have another meeting on Thursday night, but if I'm not mistaken, I believe we've got a website that's going to go live 1 week from today, somewhere in that time frame.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about
Right.
right.
And looking at some of the comments, Moose's tractor pulling videos, it is not all diesel at Nashville 2022. So we have not released the classes yet.
Wait for it.
We will be releasing them, I believe, next week, because initial invites are going to go out. So we're going to have a whole lot of information next Monday. I think it's next Monday. Is that? Hell, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes,
Dude,
it
next
is.
Monday
Next
or it's the
Monday.
weekend or the one after.
So I'm just, what's that?
I said it's either next Monday or the one after.
Well, November 1st is next Monday, and I'm just going to throw it out there.
That's the
We're
target.
gonna release a bunch of information about this poll that we've been talking about. Not everything, but we're going to release a lot of the classes will be listed. The initial invites will be listed, and it's really shaping up to be something really, really cool. Really, really cool. Had a lot of good conversations with Brad Holzauer about a couple things, and I'm not sure how much we're ready to let quite out of the bag yet. But yeah, it's coming, guys. It's going to happen. So
I guess we can tell you the website. It's real simple. It's thepullerschampionship.com, because that's what we decided we're calling this.
there you go. And there is a Facebook page out there if you want to go follow it. We will be posting stuff about it there. The Pullers Championship Facebook page. Nothing real exotic about it. So there's been a couple of posts they did a couple of weeks ago. Kazuzik Farms came and they got I believe they put ryegrass in. Shore Fighty, if you're on here, you can comment to that. But
So,
the
that's what I
organics
remember.
are in the track. So I was down there one day last week, and it had not come up yet, but it will be coming very shortly. Dirk Neerman is watching, I see on Facebook. So Dirk is going to be he's the superintendent down there, I guess you could call him, with the poll. Always builds a great track. So really, really excited. Dirk says wheat is in the track. So really, really excited for what's going to be announced next week. Like I said, we've got some more things to work out, but the structure of it is pretty well together, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I'm really, really kind of excited about it. You guys don't say anything or get overly excited. People are going to think you're nuts.
I'm still not 100% certain that I'm going to be going. I'm saying that there's about a 90% chance that I won't.
I'm
Regardless
sorry,
of
I misheard you. That's
no, regardless of what Jason says, I don't have to sleep with Jason. I don't have to live in the same house with Jason. But I want to sleep with my wife, and I want to live in a happy home with her. And it's her birthday on the 14th. So if I'm not there, y'all are going to need to give me a pass on this one.
Kara, I will make you the world's best birthday cake. I just got one the other day. The bank had their 100 and some odd year birthday, and they were handing out cake boxes of Betty Crocker. I have a wonderful, I think it's butter cake in a box that I will make. And it's only October, so I'll leave it in the cabinet for about 6 months. It'll be great. I'll put a little extra butter in there, and it'll be great. I don't see how she can say no.
Yeah,
I know. That. I know. She'll just say no. That's what that means.
Well, I think Cody is the only one in attendance tonight who has eaten her cooking. Betty Crocker ain't gonna cut it, is it?
No. No.
Come on.
But
at least put it in the freezer. I'm just saying, like, that'll keep better than on the cabinet.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I never said I was a baker. I just said I can make a cake. It's in a box. You pour some stuff in it, stir it up, bake it, frost it, wash it down with a beer. You're good to go.
Fair enough.
We are.
Carl, to answer your question, we did not bring up either of those guys.
If I'm there, I'm gonna have to go way over the top on a birthday present. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, you know what?
You can just make
way over the top.
Just make it a weekend in St. Louis with her too. Like, just take some time off. I'm telling you, like, that could be a weekend getaway for a week.
I'm sure that there is probably a vehicle on that lot that she would love to come home with. And you talk about over the top gifts, a new ride.
She likes her Audi.
Oh.
Still paying on the Audi.
It does ride pretty nice.
I guarantee you, though, there's a vehicle or 7 that I would like to bring home.
Well, let's see how well you can play this.
Yeah, because you remember me telling you in a text message that she would kill me until I was dead?
Yep.
I wasn't lying.
Kill you so bad you'd have to be buried twice.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they have
if I come home with a Hellcat or a demon or something really fun, I might die in it.
Okay. Well, just saying.
Back to what we were talking about earlier, and to Carl's point on these two guys, if you want to have 2 people to follow on in terms of how to keep attention on something, Wes Buck is the editor-in-chief of Drag Illustrated magazine, website, vlog, and he's also the promoter for the Door Slammer race that I went to in Orlando back in, I think it takes place in March. This should be the 3rd year they're going to do it this coming winter. And Donald Long is DuckX. He's behind all the radial racing in Florida and South Georgia Motorsports Park. And I would say two different approaches to how to do it. Wes Buck is going to be a bit more smooth and polished, whereas Donald Long is the WWE of drag racing when it comes to his promoting style. But you know what? It's very effective, and it winds people up, and it gets people engaged. It does work. So Donald Long just goes by himself on Facebook. You can follow him, and when one of his races is coming up or he wants to push his finger in somebody's eye, it gets pretty funny. So he's really good at it. And he's not like, I think some people think he's one of those guys who it's a persona that's not really who he is. He really is a serious promoter. He hasn't been doing it as long as he has by being fake about it, but he definitely knows how to get that spoon out and stir that pot up.
I think you and I know a few diesel drag racers who are pretty good at doing that too, huh? Even when they're not promoting anything.
There's a few that are. Yep.
Cody, what's going on in your world?
living the dream.
Yeah.
Finally, down with the sickness is caught up with everybody over here. So, yeah, the Rona is fun. Let me tell you. So, other than that, as long as we get cleared up with everything in time, headed to Georgia and Diesels and Dark Corners. Really looking forward to that and the high horsepower and some of the stuff I don't get to see very often over here in Iowa, Missouri, Kansas type of thing, Nebraska. Some of the trucks that run down there and whatnot. So that'll be a good time. But still working through pictures and stuff like that, some videos to produce, and yeah, trying to make TikTok content where you can.
I know that you picked up at least one follower in the past week who's watching the show tonight because she sent me a link to one of your videos and said, OMG, this guy's amazing. I said, OMG, that guy is sitting right there ish.
It wasn't how to open the bag of feed, was it?
No.
Because, like,
no, it was time-lapse Iowa
mind-blowing.
sunset.
Oh. Yeah, no, that was one that kind of got me, and I don't know why for some reason, but I mean, it's still going. It's sitting at 92.6 thousand, which to me is kind of a lot type of thing. But instead of just pulling the string off the paper bag, like grab the opposite side, the left side, and just yank it off the top. You never have to worry about the string and the tab and the three chunks together. And apparently that's mind blowing to people. But I mean, I grew up doing that, so.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, kind of interesting. But yeah, I don't know. That's the majority of stuff right now. So harvest is still going. Like I said, we got 4 inches of rain, so things are a little slow here for this portion of the week, and yeah. So about it.
Yeah, yesterday kind of sucked as far as weather goes. Ugh.
Yeah. Rough day for some people.
Yeah, we didn't have any of the rough weather that you guys did, but it was just nonstop rain from, I don't know, I think I got up at 7:30 or something, or 7, and it was already pouring and it just didn't quit.
Yeah. I think we got what you got here today. We're probably at still raining. So we're at like 20 straight hours of water falling out of the sky with no stopping.
Nice.
We stayed just on the very south edge of that. Shop had 2.5 inches, and then further south you went. Like I said, I was down at Mount Vernon today, and they had like a 1/2 inch. So we were just right on the bottom edge of it.
Which means you were probably right there at the warm front.
Yeah. So
you got all the rough weather.
There was a lot of wind. I don't think there was anything that I'm aware of that, there was tornado watches. There was a couple of warnings, but nothing that I saw, or at least that I've heard, was anything that, caused anything. Most of the crops are pretty well out. There's still some in there, but by and large, they're all pretty well out. So I drove quite a bit today and didn't see any corn laying on the ground or anything like that. So hopefully all the farmers won't have to get the corn reels out. But yeah, we're looking pretty good around here as far as getting harvest over with.
I think Iowa Farm Bureau says that we're still like a week or a week and a half ahead. Was that the last number you heard, Cody?
I don't know. There's still a ton out there. I mean, I still got guys running beans that are trying to get finished up with beans and stuff and haven't really run a whole lot of corn, but it just seems like it's been a little bit slower. Yields have been really good too. So, I mean,
true.
Several guys that, 100 bushel beans have never seen 100 bushel beans ever, and depending on where you're at across the state of Iowa, for example, I mean, there's pockets here and there, but it takes a lot longer when you got a good crop to get it out, get it hauled, get it moved, and that's been part of it. It seems like it's a little slower than normal this year, and which you can't really complain about. But then again, you go 5 miles north of me and they ended up with 5 inches of rain. So you get a lot of rain, it slows things down even more, but it also gives them a nice breath of fresh air to kind of stop, take a breather, and then get after it again. So, but I honestly haven't seen the numbers to see where we are across the whole state for a while, Ryan.
I know Hillabode needed the break, so he was kind of happy for the rain.
Yeah.
He said we've been going pretty hard for a while, so he said it'll be nice to kind of sit and kind of dry out a little bit and
Yeah. Yeah, I
address some things that need addressing.
I just saw the Iowa Storm Chaser showing like where the brunt of it was, and it was right in our area type of thing. So, but yeah, we got enough rain for that we need for a little while. So, but I mean they're still forecasting some more, I think, but it's a little soggy out there. So
yeah.
Quick question: when does the farm show? When do they bring their invitee list out?
Usually, you figure lately you got to figure the first week of December.
Is it that far out? I couldn't remember.
Yeah, it used to
Invites
be.
apps are out there, but I don't think any invites are yet.
Yeah, I knew that.
Think that
I knew that there's a bunch
it
of
used to
people.
be like the week of Thanksgiving, but we've pushed a little bit in the past few years.
Okay. Well, I think that's that. I mean, as far as pulling for me, we just got tons of stuff to get ready. We do have some people that put in for the farm show, some stuff that we're trying to get ready for them. But I think the next pull for me is going to be Shipshewana. And that's going to be a good time. I will throw this out here. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm not going to give a whole lot of information out, but there is another poll that is coming together, an indoor poll in March. That's all I'm going to say. But there is one that is starting to come together, and it looks like it's going to happen. So look for more information on that.
Cool.
And it's not been done. It's not a one that's usually out there.
So what you're saying
March
is
is
you're not
March is
talking
going to be
about
pretty
Cowtown,
full.
huh?
So
what you're saying is that you're not talking about Cowtown.
I'm not talking about Cowtown.
That's what I thought. So Cowtown is still in the works for this year. Dates
Murfreesboro, Tennessee is still in the works from what I understand. So I think everybody's pretty well back on, with the whole COVID shutdown thing. I think all of your indoor pools are planning on going this winter. So that'll be a great thing for a lot of people.
And Eddie's still planning on doing the thing at the horse park?
Yes.
Okay.
That'll be, I think, first weekend of January.
Like just the weekend before the Midwest Winter Nationals.
Yes.
When are we going to drop some interesting news about that? Do you know? Have you heard anything?
The thing we've been talking about?
Yes. Are we going to say anything soon? Do we know?
Yeah, let me talk to Eric, and yes, we'll get something. We can say something publicly here soon.
I think that would be a good idea.
Yeah.
So
basically, we've said a whole lot without saying a damn thing.
That's right.
So
now
we
you guys can all
we've said a whole lot and have
and
not said a damn thing.
That's right.
Yeah.
Tell me you know something about pulling without telling. No, that doesn't work because we really don't know anything about pulling.
No.
I do have a challenge for everybody. For those of you who actually listen tonight, and for those of you who aren't naysayers in the comments that say that social media doesn't work, I want to see a post from all you pulling teams out there, either on your personal page or if you have a pulling team page. I want to see either a video or some photos or something. Tell me about the history of your team. Where did your team come from? Why is it here? Why am I following you? Tell me how your pulling vehicle came to be. And let's come up with a hashtag on the spot. What do we just hashtag it pulling history?
I just make shit. I don't know about hashtags.
Yeah, but you have an orange thing.
Oh yeah.
So that means that you can make a post and tell us how the orange thing came to be.
Well,
and then we can judge you on it for not having given it a name.
You know, I always said the damn thing's going to run better before I worry about naming it anything. Maybe that's why it ain't running good. I don't know.
And just
I mean,
for the record, we
it
will not
runs good.
ridicule any of you who post this.
It runs good. It just needs more power.
There you
I'm
go.
in that-
Well,
I'm in
that's
that whole
the
thing.
age-old problem.
Yeah.
That's right. So, like Charles said, or like his alter ego said, just do it. And hashtag it pulling history. And maybe next week we'll grab a few of them from this week, and we'll share a few.
So on that note, keep in mind that Facebook right now is, your minute to minute and a half videos are big. Instagram Reels are big. Those are two big ones as you're growing your following. Like those are huge right now on social media.
And it doesn't have to be high quality production. There's a lot of people who think, well, nobody's going to watch it if it doesn't look good, because they've seen other videos that they think look amazing and really well produced and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that.
And
Because
also,
there's plenty of days where you get up and you roll out of bed and you go through your entire day and you look like crap and you could give a crap less. The production value doesn't necessarily need to be high. The content needs to be there. And people will go more for the content than they will slick production. Guaranteed. 8 days a week.
Lisa,
Paul is, yes.
You're killing me. I would make that tractor orange with fire before I ever named it anything Garth Brooks related. And I'm talking real fire, like diesel fuel all over the thing and throw a match and get the hot dogs. Not happening. Thanks for suggestion, Lisa. One of the things too I was going to tell, thought I might mention, one thing that a lot of pullers are doing or will be doing very shortly that will get you a lot of followers and just people get talking about pulling. Post pictures, post video of your broke shit. If you put that thing in the shed and it's got some broke parts, we want to see how bad it broke. I mean, I put things on there. We had a in the Little Bad Alice, we had a crankshaft, formerly a 6-cylinder crankshaft, now a really nice 2-cylinder and 4-cylinder crankshaft. Gently used. We would sell it if anybody knows that anybody's looking. But yeah, it's stuff like that. People love seeing that. And right now, I mean, you can tell content is for pulling for what we're talking about here. It's kind of hard to come by. Yeah, we're talking about, farm show invites, and we're talking about the Pullers Championship. And we're talking about indoor shows coming up. We're trying to get more pullers on here that, have had good seasons, been points winners and stuff like that. But, if you got something out there or a wild ride you took, those kind of videos will get crazy, crazy hits. And it's something to put. Oh yeah. Charles.
Nice.
Big
And if
ears,
it's carnage,
teeth.
if it's carnage, Caleb Ogle will win. Open up the hauler and take some pictures, dude. It's time.
Oh, I think it's out.
Is
it's
it?
out. I think so. I thought that's what Tucker told me.
Really?
Yeah. But yeah, he's not the only one. But yeah, anytime you can post stuff like that, people like to see the destruction. Unfortunately, that's part of it. But if you're in Poland, it's not a matter of when or if, it's a matter of when.
And if it's somebody's fault that it broke and you can point that person out because they had to sign it with a Sharpie for their mistake, that's even better.
Ooh. Is that piece that you just held up signed?
No, that one came apart honestly.
Mm.
Hmm.
And in fact, I wound up with all three of them. It was a planetary out of a modified.
Great.
Oh, nice.
Paperweights. Great paperweights.
Hey, and if you've ever taken any of your, and we're, since we're talking about this stuff, I'll give you another topical idea for a post. With all your carnage, if you've ever made something, just, turned a broken crankshaft into a end table.
Cold hard art.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We want to see it. Just hashtag it carnage art. Or broke stuff art. I don't know, something.
Yeah.
Carnage art. We'd like to see some of that stuff, and we'll feature some of it for people who post it up and hit that hashtag or send it to us, that kind of stuff. We like seeing stuff like that, and so does everybody else.
Well, it's
Mailbox
just like
post. I've seen a couple of those.
it's just like you see on all these home improvement shows. It's just repurposing. It's not.
That's right.
It's
It's
not anything other than
upcycling.
repurposing. Those shows are really good at giving good people bad ideas.
Yeah.
You know, hey, we want to paint this. Next thing you know, there's 3 walls gone, and we'll figure out how to do it later.
There's a pile of pallets, and somehow
this
those
is
pallets
simply-
are going to become something useful.
Just like Eric said, this is a crankshaft that is now slightly tweaked, and it would make a wonderful mailbox post. Maybe not necessarily legal with the U.S. Post Office or whatever. They're supposed to be wood or broke or be able to be broke, but who knows?
I feel like you've been drugged to too many garage sales after somebody's watched a couple of shows.
Dude, when you live in the world of diesel super stocks for a while, carnage, and when you do stuff that is, how shall I say, not necessarily been done before, as in something recently, carnage. Dad dealt with old cars my entire life. He still got a couple of them. My brother's got a 28 Chevy. I've got a 57 that's, it looks like it's been through carnage. But, we've seen it all. And we've got tons of it. There is an endless supply of art out in my dad's barn that we could make stuff with.
I was not talking about when you were talking about the home remodeling stuff. I thought maybe you were getting drugged to a lot of garage sales for honeydew list of, hey, I want to make this like this on Pinterest or whatever.
I have been in that position before, and I pray that I'm never again, but I know it'll happen. I know it will happen.
Oh, don't lie. You have a Pinterest page called Carnage Art by Paul.
I don't, but man, I tell you what, that might be something to look into. I've got a supply.
Tell you what, here's an even better name, Carnage Art by Garth.
That's just stupid talk. Why would you say that? That's just
stupid.
That is simply uncalled for. It's just uncalled for.
But you could think of all the cross branding you can get from that on social media. I'm just saying.
I'm just gonna go get a CD, and I'm gonna get a torch, and I'm gonna burn it, and I'm gonna turn it into a pile of mush and say it's art. It's better than it was before. Now repurposed. $100 takes it. Put it on a piece of shiplap. JoJo, eat your heart out.
That's perfect. We can tell you've been playing with shiplap over pandemic.
I may know a little bit
Yeah.
about it. I know that it's let's not get in there.
Yeah. Oh, I'm guilty. We did the same thing at our old house. We had our own pandemic project, and amazingly enough, we didn't kill each other.
Rona Vinny is the queen of yard sales at different polls. That'd be fun. Yard sales with Rona, that's got to be some sort of a video.
That would have to be a mini series.
Yeah.
A mini
Can you
series.
imagine? That'd be awesome.
Did you just see what you did there? You called a mini series.
I know,
Yeah.
and we can send her with Dusty.
Yes. Tyler Slaw needs to be involved in this as well.
That might be kind of awesome.
That would be. I would watch that.
Rona might buy him barrettes for his hair.
Some vintage ones. Oh yeah.
Vintage ones with big rhinestones.
Yeah. That would be awesome.
And again, point of clarification and point of order. Please do not refer to the coronavirus as Rona. Rona is one of the fairy godmothers of pulling, not a virus. This has been brought to you by a big fan of Rona Vinny. Cheers. Do we have anything more that we can talk about, or at this point are we just rambling?
We are rambling. We are in the rambling mode.
Yeah, we're kind of rambling.
People have fallen away, and it's time for us to shut the hell up.
Right, because you have some shiplap to paint, I'm sure, or something.
No, I've already painted tonight. I've actually primed, and I'm done for the evening. So
Shut your goddamn ass up.
You're still using those same old drops, huh?
I got more to load into it, but it's a process to create that.
those sidetrack podcasts. Love them.
And if you haven't listened to those are well worth the listen.
you need
There's
some
some
good,
gems there's some really funny stuff in there.
yeah.
Maybe not for the faint of heart, because once Andrew goes off the rails, he really goes off the rails, and Charles
Yeah.
as well. But you usually did a better job of reining it in.
And actually, with this, not the season's over, and I kind of step back a little bit and kind of getting the recharge. Maybe it's time.
For real,
Might
The
be.
microphone.
it is.
Yeah, might be time to revive that a little bit.
Sweet.
It is, and I think we've got a list of. I think we still have a list that of people that we can knock out.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
names that we can interview. Maybe that's better than just people we can knock out that promotes violence. Oops.
Yep. All right,
Anyway.
boys. We're going to shut her down.
Shut her down. Polling
Okay.
history. Hashtag polling history. Post the history of your polling team.
Next
Where it
Monday.
came from.
Next Monday, Pullers Championship informational meeting right here. Be here. We're going to tell you all about it.
And we're going to listen to trains go through Paul's backyard.
I'm leaving now. Goodbye now.
Later.
See ya.